Hello and welcome to Menu Monday. If you're new to the channel, my husband and I travel job to job, then we travel around the country in our RV. I do get inspired when I watch other channels doing menus and recipes, but I have to say there are not many out there that cater to RVs or small kitchens. If you know of any channels, please let me know and put them in the comments below. So that's why I want to share my recipes and hope to inspire some other RVers out there or those with small kitchens. I list all my ingredients at the end of each day's video so that you can do a screenshot if it's easier for you on your cell phone, or in the comments below I have the ingredients and everything for each recipe that I share. So let's get started. Today we're cooking a creamy sausage pasta dinner, and we're going to heat up the skillet with some olive oil, and then we're going to add the diced onion and get that softened, and also the smoked sausage. And we're going to cook the sausage and the onions for about 1 to 2 minutes till the onions begin to soften. While those are cooking, I'm getting out all my other ingredients. Now, you can buy chicken broth. I prefer to make my own with the bouillon granules. It's very simple and a lot less expensive. The beef ones are hard to find, or at least for me they are, otherwise I'd do the beef broth like that too. Now we're adding the garlic. I'll let that cook for about 30 seconds, and then we're going to add the pasta, tomatoes, chicken stock, and cream. We're going to bring this to the boil. And while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to make some cornbread to go on the side. Just following the directions on the box. I'm going to mix this up and let it set for a few minutes. I'm going to spray a 9-inch round pan, which is what I use in the Emeril Lagasse air fryer. Cooks really quickly in there, so don't let it stay. I think the directions on the box is 20 to 25 minutes, but mine cooks in about 15 in the air fryer, so keep an eye on it if you're using the same oven. I do put it on a cookie sheet, and that stops the bottom from burning. And I use the air fry function. Okay, after the pasta has sat and cooked, we left it on low with a lid for 15 minutes. After that, we put the cheese on, put the lid back on, and let that cheese melt. And I just garnished it with some green onions and served it with the cornbread. Very good, and here are your ingredients. Next thing we're going to do is cook our side dish, which is potatoes, green beans, and bacon. So let's get started. 3 cans are needed. Here goes can number 1. 2 cans. I think the 3rd can I'll drain and add. That way we don't have as much juice. I have a fantastic little drainer. I picked this up at Meijer's. You can use it to push into the can, or you can use it to dump the can. So it works either way. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 3rd can, but no juice. You just put this on top like so. If it's tuna or something, you put it this way up and then it'll drain it that way too. Lovely little thing. I think it was $1. So definitely pick one up if you see one. Okay. So there's our third can of beans with no juice. So 2 pounds of red potatoes. Now the only ones I could find, I think is 3 pounds. Yep. So I'm going to use some of these. Wash and quarter the potatoes and add. So I'm going to do that next. The other ingredient is bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? Yay. Alright, let me get a cutting board out so I can cut my bacon up. Here we go! Alright, so I found my choices. First of all, slap your mama. This is a Cajun seasoning that we absolutely love. Add that. This is sort of like an Old Bay. We found it in Maryland and oh my gosh, it's so good. That's what it looks like. The next one I got is a Creole seasoning. I'm just going to put a little bit of this. Not too much. And then the last but not least, the Cavendish Greek seasoning that I put in everything. Alright, let me get this a-cooking. I'm going to put this on medium. Here are your ingredients. Today we're using the Instant Pot and we're cooking a honey bourbon chicken, which I'm going to serve on rice. You put all the ingredients in the Instant Pot with the exception of the water and the cornstarch because you use that later to thicken it up. So I went ahead and put in first the chicken thighs. It calls for a half an onion chopped, so that's going to go in next. We have salt and pepper, and then we have our honey. All the ingredients and measurements will be listed at the end of the video, also in the description below. We have some soy sauce, some ketchup, and the red pepper flakes. Use as many as you're comfortable with. We'll get this all stirred up, put the lid on. We're going to cook this on high pressure for 15 minutes. If you're using frozen chicken, you would add an additional 10 minutes. Pardon me. And you do a 5-minute quick release, 5 minutes natural release, and then quick release to get the rest of the steam out. Pull out the chicken and get that shredded up. I just cut mine into sort of tiny little cubes, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch size. There's lots of things you could do with this chicken. You could serve it on buns, sort of like a barbecue. It has a very sweet taste, but it's really delicious. I just served mine on rice, but like I said, there's lots of options. You could do noodles. After you put the chicken back in, then you're going to thicken the sauce up. This calls for 1 teaspoon of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mix that up and then pour that in. And then just put the pressure cooker on saute and keep stirring, and that will thicken up. And then it's ready to eat. I hope you try it. It's really good. And this evening we decided to have breakfast, sausage gravy and biscuits. I used the Emera Lagasse cooker for this, the 360, and I used the air fry function, and I put it on 15 minutes. I move the biscuits around and turn them over as the cooking goes on, and they come out really, really good. The sausage you're going to cook on medium and brown it. I would say, well, actually medium high until it's no longer pink. This little gadget's great. It breaks up your meat. It's good for pork sausage. It's good for hamburger. I think I found it at Walmart. After the sausage is cooked, you're going to turn it down to medium-low and then sprinkle the flour in a little at a time. Mix it around so that the sausage soaks it all up. After all the flour is in and that's mixed up, you're going to add your milk. Now this recipe calls for 3 to 4 cups of milk. I have only ever used 3. I put in 3, and then if it gets too thick towards the end, I would add more, so save that last cup. I've never had to use it. Mine does not get that thick, but you know, if yours does, then you have that extra cup of milk to add in there. And if it's not thick enough, then just add a little flour. You're going to cook this now for 10 to 12 minutes on medium-low. You're going to stir frequently, and it should take about 10 to 12 minutes to thicken up. Also add a little salt and pepper to your liking. Just make sure mine's all incorporated before I let it sit. And after 10 to 12 minutes, it will be ready, and then you can plate it up. Now, I did forget to take a picture of mine, so you'll see on my plate there's a little bit missing. But it was delicious, and I'll put the ingredients at the end. You enjoyed this week's menu, and if you're new to the channel, again, I welcome you. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you, and for those viewers that are coming back, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll be back soon with another video. Take care, y'all. Love you. Bye-bye.